Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. It's Matt Stevens here with another We Love Cycling podcast. And my guest on this occasion is none other than Alberto Contador, one of the few riders in history to win all three of the Grand Tours, the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, and the Vuelta a España. Now, it's the Vuelta that we focus on because that race is just around the corner. If not, when you're watching it, it's on now. And we talk about Alberto's highlights from when he rode the race on multiple occasions. And we also talk about his love for riding in Spain. And importantly, he gives us some tips on where to ride in Spain and what to eat as well. Enjoy. Finally, I have my friend Alberto Contador in the studio. We are connected. How are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Now I'm in holidays and then perfect.
Good stuff, good stuff. So you're at home, you've spent a bit of time off in between the Tour and the Vuelta. Now, the Vuelta is only two weeks away, less than that. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking for the Vuelta. Also, now I have a big attention for who will be the riders that will be at the start because also this is very important. We don't know nothing 100% about Pogacar. I think that Pogacar don't go. I think, but at 100%, I think is for me. I know at 100%. Maybe I have the belief that maybe 1% that can go to the Vuelta. But anyway, also with the Roglic and other riders will be a very interesting race.
And can you just explain how important the race is to Spanish riders, and obviously to yourself? You've won it three times in the past. It's clearly very special. Your last win was on the Angliru as well in 2016, 2017, just before you retired. So just describe why the Vuelta is so special to you, Alberto.
The Vuelta is very special because you stay at home. It's true that when I was in the Giro, I feel also the support of all the tifosi, incredible, like in Spain. But when you stay at La Vuelta, you stay in the same roads where you training normally, where when you are a junior or under 23 was in the same roads, and it's special, and also because the life in Spain is good. Also the timing, you can wake up in the morning well, and always for the general you have always good hotels. It's a beautiful race, special because I stay at home, but also very comfortable for the riders.
I've never raced the Vuelta, but I've been on the race, and it is a little bit more friendly. It's less pressure, easy for the fans to see the race. It's still, the racing is hard because of the mountains. I mean, this year I was looking at the route, and there's only one sprinter stage, and it says one sprint stage. It's so hard for the sprinters, but a very difficult race, but a very nice race to be there. I found it quite. It's just a nice, relaxing race, but also a hard race at the same time.
Yeah, right. It's different with respect, for example, to the Giro and the Tour because the stress is not at the same level. Big stress, especially in the crucial moments, but less. And also for the general, the weather normally is also better than in Giro d'Italia and Tour de France, and then this is also for the crash and other things, and also the roads normally are very good roads, and then when you go in the bands, is less dangerous, is
Yeah.
less stress.
And looking back over the years, I mean, you've won all the three Grand Tours. many stages in all of those races. But for the Vuelta, what is your favorite memory? What is I mean, you must have many having won it, but what is the memory that you think, yeah, oh, what a day, what a day. Can you remember one?
I have many moments, but two is the more special. One is the victory in Fuente D. It was in 2012. I was fighting with Valverde and with Purito, and I attacked in one climb of second category climb. Not hard, but surprise, very long. Maybe at 60 kilometers from the finish line, and yeah, it was all or nothing. And at the end, I take the victory. And for me, this was incredible because I always say that querer es poder. Is the volere potere in Italiano, where there is a will, there is a way.
Okay,
And yeah, this day was this. But if I'd say one moment is the last victory in Angliru, the last mountain stage of all my career. I in 2017, just the day before of Madrid, and I remember in the night before and also in the morning. Alberto, today is the day. I was very close to the from the victory
yeah,
during all the Vuelta. Every day I attack, I enjoy incredible with the people, broke the race all time. But I won the victory. I won the victory. Remember the breakfast with my mates. Hey, today is a day for the history. It's a day. Uh, I need to have the control of the race
okay,
because we need control the break because I want win. I need win today. And when after a hard day with full rain in some moments, I attack in the descent just before the Agliru and 1 minute 50 seconds, 40 seconds. The last moment attack through with pulse.
yes,
More close 20 seconds, but at the end I won. For me, this victory was a dream, and this victory also helped me now because I stopped in cycling with 34 years old with a contract in the table of 3 years more for put the signature, but say no, now is the moment, and I say I take this decision 1 month before the Vuelta. If in the Vuelta I have a crash and finish my career with a crash, or with a very bad performance, but finish with a victory and in Angliru, wow, it's a dream. Always, I say that I have three dreams. One when I was John. One is I'm professional.
yep,
Second is stay at the Tour de France, right? The Tour de France, and the third win the Tour de France. Uh, with 24 years old, these three dreams was done, but I don't know that I have another dream that was finish my career like I finished in Angliru. This was my one dream that I cannot believe because I think it was the perfect final for the book.
it sounds like it. I mean, what a way. Yeah, you couldn't. I was watching on the television, and yeah, it was incredibly tight because they, like you said, Pools and Froome were coming pretty quickly.
You
And I was
go with
thinking,
Froome, you go with Froome.
I know, well, he was going to win anyway, wasn't he? But you know, it was exciting. But as you say, an emotional win. But I thought you might pick that one. I thought that could be the one that you pick. But looking to this year's race, Alberto, from a couple of perspectives, what do you think of this year's route? Because obviously it finishes in Madrid. We start in Portugal, but then in particular, I want to look at week three when we go to Lagos de Covadonga, Rioja, and Madrid. Um, what do you think are the hardest stages of this particular of the third week for you?
I think that the stage of Laos de Covadonga, but also Cuito Negro. Cuito Negro in Asturias is also a difficult day. The rider for sure with 2 weeks in the legs. They will be a little bit tired, and the Cuito Negro is very steep, very hard. The last part I remember from 2012, and I haven't a good memory, but I remember very well this climb because it was really really hard. But also the Lagos de Covadonga will be difficult. But I think that if you stay for and you want fight for the GC, every day you need to stay in a good position. You don't need are the best, but you need are regular. Don't lose time and don't have a bad day. Okay,
Sure.
here is the big challenge in every big tour. Because if you have a bad day, you can lose everything. But maybe the problem for the riders, especially that the riders that fight for the GC, is that at La Vuelta always you have something. Or finish at the top, or one climb very close to the finish line, and then always the leader need to stay ready for the
Sure.
action. And yeah, this for us is difficult.
And what about for the fans coming to see the Vuelta, especially how well do you know those roads? Would you recommend a good stage to watch and where to watch the race for somebody coming to watch the race?
Wow. When we speak about the Lagos de Covadonga and Cuito Negro, also we speak about action for the rider, and also because it's a good scenario for stay there for enjoy of your sport, of your passion. Because in the north of Spain, always the people follow cycling incredible. Also in the other categories, also in under 23, and of course when arrive the Vuelta there is, and also many people is in holidays, still in holidays. And then is these two places good, and also because it's not very very hot like in other part of Spain that now in August is some moments a little bit hard.
Do you could you recommend, especially where you live in just around Madrid, where's your favorite roads to ride? So if anybody wanted to visit and they wanted to go on their bikes,
Close close
yeah,
to Madrid,
yeah.
or
Well, close to Madrid, Rioja, that kind of area. Is there anywhere in Spain that you would say to maybe me or somebody who wanted to ride, you must go there and ride these roads? Is there a couple of recommendations from you of where to ride in this particular area that you know?
well, close to Madrid for me. Uh, my favorite place is all around the mountains of Guadarrama. Is Navacerrada, is Morcuera, is Cotos. These climbs, many years, also is in La Vuelta, especially in the last 2 3 days. Also, these climbs was where I training during all my career, and for me is very special. But of course, we have many other option in Spain. I think that the the part of Asturias is also beautiful because you can enjoy enjoy and also suffer
So-
uh, climbs like Angliru, and also the weather is more fresh, is beautiful, and the part of La Rioja also is really nice. Yeah, and not only for road cycling, also for gravel
okay.
because yeah, it's different. You look the roads without traffic. Also, if you go in some parts for the gravel, for the forest, is also a beautiful place. I think that in Spain, if you are in one moment of the year or in other, can be better one option or other option because maybe Sierra Nevada in summer is a little bit hot, but it's a good place also for training because you can stay in altitude. But for the temperature, it's a little bit hard.
And Alberto, I want to talk a little bit about food. I know you're a big fan of nice restaurants. You like a glass of wine, so do I. But and especially in Rioja, especially it's known for its vineyards. Um, but I know you still ride a lot. When you go out on your bike, do you go stop for a coffee? Do you have a favorite cafe that you like to go to, or do you just go out, you come home, and then you have a coffee at home? Do you have a recommendation for a coffee stop? What?
Yeah, I know. I stop always,
Oh, good.
always.
That's good to know.
Also, when I was professional, I remember that in 2017, I go to Trek Segafredo, my first year there, and we go for training in the winter. And okay, after for a while, why we don't stop for take a coffee and then we finish the training well?
Yeah.
And Bauke Mollema is also in Trek. No, I don't stop. I don't like stop. Digo, okay, well, pues, but I stop. And then I stop. The rest of the team also stop. We take a coffee, some toast, and then after we continue. But it's a tactic because you maybe if you have 5 hours, you do 3 hours training, and then you take energy, you do a little break, and continue, and you go and you arrive at home, well, fresh, and then this help you for the next day again go to training. And for me, always was perfect. And of course, now I stop and
Yeah.
more time. And I have many different restaurants sometimes, but this is not for a good example for the riders that are in under 23 or professional, but we stop for eat something and then we start with a toast, and when we want, we finish with a barbecue, and then I need call to the Uber for come for me. But it's the life. We need
This is
enjoy
yeah.
the cycling, also the other possibilities.
Yeah. It's so important, isn't it? I mean, it. I mean, we talk about the professional side of it. This is our job now. You run a team as well, but having, but now riding for pleasure. We want to keep fit, but riding for pleasure, we can stop, take a photo, have fun, eat. I like cycling more than ever now because I can enjoy it. How do you feel about cycling now? Do you enjoy it more because it's less pain? Sometimes you get your press, but you can just do what you want, can't you?
I enjoy different, different, but more or less at the same level.
Yeah,
Now I enjoy exactly. I'm in Mallorca, and before breakfast I go for training 2 hours, and you go that the sunny go up in the mountains with the sea. Wow! And before you only look how long is the climb, what is the direction of the wind, what
yeah,
is the temperature, what is my watts for that I need move in this climb.
yeah,
It's different. before also enjoy a lot because love the competition, the have some objective and a difficult objective. And now I enjoy of other cycling. Also, I like go fast, but not with the stress of
Sure.
a competition. Then now I enjoy with the bike. I think at the same level, but before I enjoy for the competition, and now I enjoy because it's my passion.
Yeah. And just a couple more questions. I'm going to go back to food. Um, what is from your area where you live, and if anybody comes to, like you said, to Madrid, what would you recommend in terms of the local food? Something classically from Madrid, something to eat at the restaurants. What do you like, and what do you think people should try if they haven't tried it?
I think that mm, the the omelette of potatoes,
Okay.
tortilla española, I think is a really good option, especially around 12. That after the breakfast you want maybe eat something. It's true that in some countries at 12 the people is in the lunch,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if you go maybe with a friend for drink something with a friend and you take a part of omelette of potatoes, it's really good.
Okay.
But also, of course, the toast with tomato and ham, the pata negra, jamón de
Yeah.
pata negra.
Okay.
Also, this is a really good option.
And what about a wine recommendation?
Wow, I love the wine now. Before, don't drink wine because the calories from the alcohol is wow, no. But now I enjoy red wine, white wine, champagne, and we have different red wine. For example, from Rioja, I have the opportunity 2 months ago to stay there. Is Contador is the name of the wine. It's
Wow.
a really good wine. This wine have in 94 and 95 100 points Parker is high level. But also I have many others. I love the Cepa 21 from Ribera del Duero. Also Pago de Carrovejas from Ribera del Duero. Licinia from Madrid, because now in Spain it's not only Rioja and Ribera del Duero like in the past. Also in other areas now from Spain, you have a very good wine. Also, when it's white wine, Albariño, you have many options in Galicia, and also you have Jumilla. It's many options now, and I think that the wine from Spain, quality price, is one of the best in the world for
Okay.
sure.
So good value. Good value. Okay.
Yeah.
And can you give a shout out to your favorite cafe that you go to? What is your
My
favorite cafe?
cafe, but yeah, my favorite cafe now is Uganda. Uganda is one of the three coffees that have but you say the drink coffee or for a
Uh,
stop?
for the stop, sorry.
For a stop, for a stop. It's a one bar in Titulcia. It's at 22-24 kilometers from my home. Normally, always I stop there. I take a cortado, it's espresso
Okay.
macchiato, with a toast, with a tomato, and after we have some cheese and this. The problem is that now maybe Tuesday or Thursday can be there more than 200 cyclists. and
Oh
then
wow, okay.
it's
Okay.
difficult.
There's
It's
going to be even
difficult.
more now. There's going to be even more now when they see this.
Yeah, it's difficult for yeah, sure. It's difficult sometimes take a table because it's full, but for me it's special. Take a coffee or this break during the training where you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
when you feel at home, and I think for me this is very important. I remember in the past when I was a professional in 2010 more or less. I stopped in the same town, Titulcia, in one place that digo, okay, I stop here because any cyclist is here. Go ahead. After, no, was in 2007, at the start of 2007. Oh, 3 months later, I won the Tour de Francia, the Tour de
Yeah.
France. Then the TV in the coffee bar, full of cyclists, and then I need change the bar. Change to other bar in Chinchon is 35 kilometers from my home. But after 1 year, again, I need change the bar because it's full of cyclists. And then,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, you want to stop for 10 minutes, but you stay maybe 30 minutes with pictures. And
Yes.
then you say, "Oh, I need this." But no, but good memories.
Okay. And finally, just with the Vuelta's they're coming, people are going to be coming to watch. Where do you think, if you had one place to tell somebody to come and watch the Vuelta this year, where would that be, do you think?
For me, for sure, in the north. Uh, if if only one place, I go to Oviedo. To
Okay.
Oviedo, maybe because I have a good memories. Because yeah, I went there in very close to Angliru and also in Fuente de, also Fuentes de Invierno always was good for me. Asturias, my more dangerous crash of my life, the brain stroke, was in Asturias also in 2004. Then for this, for me, is special, but also because the food is, is incredible. And then one city, Oviedo.
Okay. That's fantastic. Alberto, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And hopefully I'll catch up with you very soon. But for now, it's goodbye and thank you, mate.
Thanks to you. And do you have an extra t-shirt?
I can get you a t-shirt, yeah. Would you like one?
Yeah.
You like the
Small,
t-shirt?
small. Bueno, no. After holidays, maybe better medium. Okay.
We'll get the guys to send you one. Oh, mate. Thank
Okay.
you so much, buddy. Cheers.
Perfect. Bye bye.